Before we do that, let me boom my way in as we do. Boom! We're back. Squeeze the Neck podcast. And now, I don't know what's going on with you, mate, but last time I see you, you was dressed normal. Now, suddenly, you've come like...
I'm a businessman.
What is going on here?
I'm a businessman.
I don't know about that, but listen. Turtle Massage, Jay. Bosh, thanks for doing this, mate. Again. So it's been over a year. I was looking at the dates.
Yeah.
Long time. We was in like a little dungeon last time.
Oh, mate, I missed my dungeon.
Well, we've been upgraded, and now you dress... I mean... What do I call that? What are you dressed like now? It's not Halloween.
I'm dressed as a businessman because I'm a businessman, a filmmaker, trying to talk to the right people, shake the right hands, rub the right shoulders. Yeah.
See,
stroke the right
things. You see. Now, when I started this podcast, I always ask people, like, what can we not talk about? And you said, well, everything we just spoke about for the last half hour. So I don't know where the conversation is going to go today. We might be a bit limited.
Today we're going to go towards what's going on with Jiu Jitsu, guys.
I was thinking more what's going on with you, but like, once upon a time you was a martial artist. Now you're a businessman.
Yeah.
Let's not get crazy. Well, let's not get crazy.
Martial artist, businessman, filmmaker.
Okay.
So, what we doing with Jiu Jitsu now? Because everyone's coming out with someone's getting cucked, someone's doing a show. What's going on with the world? What's going on?
Listen.
Is it still okay? Is it still okay to train BJJ?
I know nothing of the sort of what you're talking about here. You're mixing in the wrong circle.
No,
mate, you're mixing in the wrong circle.
He knows everything.
You told me before you're getting bashed up by 19-year-olds.
Oh, no, that was you.
No.
So this man's going to do an MMA fight at 43 years old. He's going to get his shit pushed in by a 19-year-old.
You see, now this is the thing what Jay does. Jay relates how bad he is with everyone else. Before I hold him down and like motorboat him just because I can.
That's fine. I wish you the best of luck.
How old are you?
I am 34.
No,
You're 35.
Tell the truth.
I'm 34. I'm 34.
991.
September 17th. What are you?
Sorry, say that again.
1991.
1991. No. I'm
September.
not having that. I'm not having that. You've forgotten
17th.
a few years, and you'll be honest.
Mate, I know I'm bald. I know I'm bearded. But I am a 90s child.
No.
And I'm 1991.
No.
What are you? Are you 1990?
2000.
Yeah, oh shit, man. You look really good.
There you go. 1991. You've forgotten a few years there, shit, mate.
1991. Check it out. I've got it on my passport.
Show your passport. Show your passport numbers.
I don't have my passport right now. I have my provisional driving license.
Well, you can't drive?
To drive. No.
Why? Well, you're like a sausage.
I
don't
need to drive. I can cycle. I cycle everywhere.
Right. But until you get run over. What about when you get run over?
Mate, that's fine. I'll just do a backflip and I'm back on the feet.
Show us backflip now.
Oh, I can't. It's not. The camera's not far enough.
Right. Gotcha. Right. Okay. Let's get down to business. So, I asked you about martial arts, right?
Yeah.
So you ain't been training for a year. Explain what's happening.
Shoulders,
mate?
mash.
Right.
Mash. It's getting there.
And jokes aside, your work, like we're touching it. Physical therapist. Oh, we got friends.
This is my
man, how's it going, mate? Nice to meet you, mate. Whoa now, he's back. But like last time I spoke to you, you said you was going to purposely take some time out, strengthen the body, look after things, blah blah.
I have. I've been doing that. I've been looking after my.
Jump in, mate. Jump in.
Go on, give him my vape. Strawberry vape. I looked after my shoulder. I got it to a stage where it was doing better, but with my work, with everything that I do outside of it, it wasn't fit enough that I can go back into the gym that I was at. And no matter how much you go, oh, let's take it light, it ramps up. You know, when you go, yeah, a little bit. I've been boxing a lot more. I did a few white collars. They were quite fun. But I think combat sports I'll do more as a recreational hobby,
right,
rather than something that I do aggressively or do like 4 or 5 times a week.
Right.
So it hurts, but sometimes you just have to like take it easier. And I think the gyms, it's my fault mostly because you ramp up the intensity and then you get hurt, and it's no one's fault except your own. And I don't think you can train without that intensity because then it feels boring and pointless.
Yeah, I agree, because there's a culture sometimes now of like, you don't need to spar hard anymore, which to me is the biggest load of nonsense, right? It's like,
I mean, yeah.
Like some people do it too much, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, listen, if you're preparing for combat, you have to spar hard because you can't have the first time when it's live.
It's like, okay, with boxing, I'm seeing a lot of it, like when people spar really, really mad, they already have that accumulated damage when they go in to do their fight. Right. Then they're dehydrated, they're already fucking like just there. Where do we draw the line? Because I heard the Max Holloway thing, but then Max went back to sparring again.
And also, you never know if it's true, just because they say it, right? It's one of them, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like people say things that they're doing sometimes, and
I mean, you've been to Top Team and stuff like that. I've been to multiple gyms like Shoot Fighters. They spar hard.
Yep.
how much of that damage carries on? How much of that damage takes you?
But it's one of them
out
things.
the game?
It's one of them things. It's like, I think in the build up to a fight, you have to, because that's what you're getting ready for.
But isn't that when you're going to achieve the most amount of damage? I would say, wouldn't you want to train hard most of the time, and then near the fight you ease off?
I think you got to tick over at a camp, and then when you're in the midst of a camp, you got to do it. I think you should have a tapering off period, right? And there's a lot of people got different opinions and how long and whatnot. But I do think when you're getting ready for a fight, you at the end of the day, you're getting ready for a fight. You know what I mean? You got to, like, this ain't, you're not doing it for your health. Do you know what I mean? You're not like what you touched on earlier, like you're doing it recreationally to feel good and whatever. Like, if you've got a professional fight coming, you ain't got that luxury, right?
But this is what I was saying, is like lots of people are like, oh, you should have quit then, or you should have done that. I was like, when they're not doing it for fitness.
Right.
That ended years ago. If they're fighting professionally, they know every risk that comes with it. They know there's brain damage. They know there's ligament, and they're straining their muscles. There's breakages. If you're a fighter, you're next to a porn star. You're giving up your body for entertainment. Do you see what I mean?
You're not well, you are you? You honestly, I mean, I don't know why I have you on here, bro. Jesus, we were doing well. We had a good little run. We started a bit rocky, and then you bring it back to that.
You
filth.
are those people, because you are dedicating your body to a sport that's just for entertainment. Other people's.
No, see, this is why I disagree.
Really?
You're not.
You don't think it's for other people's
because
entertainment?
like whenever I was fighting or whatever, I was doing it for me. I wasn't.
Yeah, but like.
Now, don't get me wrong. There might be an element of that. You do it like when you're young because you want to prove this and that. That's a different kind of conversation. But you're not I wouldn't say you're doing it necessarily for other people. You're getting it for you.
When you get put onto a show, you're a entertainer.
Right.
I don't give a fuck how quick the fight ends. You're going out there to fight for me. If I've come to watch you, I want to see you. Unless it's, like...
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, the fighter's not doing it for you. The fighter's not sitting there going, Jay, in that funky pink shirt.
He is. Like, at the end of the day, when you go into the UFC, you want to be that guy that wants to get paid more. And if the punter doesn't go and watch, fuck you get dropped.
No, I see what you're saying, but it's not a conscious thing like, right, I've got to impress Jay
but
today.
But it is. No, it's not impress me, it's impress the world. Right?
Maybe.
Like, all right, so let's look at people that we train with. When they get onto these big shows like Bellator or Cage Warriors, they have to be entertaining. It's like, without sounding like a prick, the WWE got it right, where they made it an entertaining show.
You're not relating the WWE to UFC, surely?
No, I am.
Mate, I'll tell you what we do. I've got an idea.
There's heels.
You go in there, change your clothes, come back as a normal person, and not a complete Fruit Loop like you've turned into. I don't know what you were thinking today getting dressed like that.
I am Fruit Looping this up. So I'm talking about what is it? Is it an entertaining sport? Yes. That's why we watch it.
Yeah.
Right? If there wasn't an entertainment aspect to it, no one would watch it. It wouldn't be monetized. No. You wouldn't get paid. No one would get paid. No, there'd be no point. If you were fighting just for yourself, you should do it behind closed doors against some of the best fighters that you know, and you test your mettle, and you never show anyone.
But that's how you start, right?
Of course.
But that is how you start.
But that's how you start. But then, why do you want to go to the big stage? Why do you want to level up?
There's many reasons. Firstly, if you look at it from an age perspective, right? Because most people that get to a level, they started as, if not a kid, like teenagers, right? Before you have to worry about necessarily like work and things like that. So you start and then things like life changes a bit. Plus, also, listen, ego comes into it. You want to win things, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I wouldn't say people are doing that to like, I want to impress people.
No, I think it's not to impress people, but you get into, say you go into a platform. You go into a platform, you're a sick fighter, but you're not entertaining. Those people won't put you into the right shows, right? They don't want...
To an extent, but then you got to think about people like, what's a good example? Because I don't think he's necessarily boring, but like some people, he's like someone like Ben Askren. In his prime, right? He got through it and he got to the UFC eventually, probably too late, but you get the point. Like he was a knockout artist.
He was also he was underneath the UFC, right? UFC is the top dog.
But he got there.
He got there, but he got there at the most fucking destroyed of his life, right? He had so many injuries. He had years of college wrestling, then he had years of MMA.
He needed a hip replacement,
and then he was fucked. What I see more often than not, especially with combat athletes, is that we've got a lot of people who are amazing martial artists, who are amazing fighters, and they want to make it to these stages where they can make their passion their job. But it's hard because what they forget is that it isn't really about how good you are as a martial artist. It's about how good you are as an entertainer first. That's why the best.
See, I wouldn't say. I know what you're saying, but I wouldn't say first because I think, listen, you got to keep winning, right? So it's all well and good. Like if me and you are fighters, right, and we're super entertaining. We both throw spinning kicks and flips, but our records are 0 and 10.
No,
we're not going anywhere.
But it's also like you need to be good. You need to be amazing. You need to be okay. You need to be the 1%.
But that's what I'm saying. You need to be good first, entertaining on top of that.
No. You need to be entertaining if you want to make money with your skills as a martial artist. So if you're not, why I said the WWE is something that I look at when you look at entertainment. It's not because I'm not saying that the WWE is the same as the UFC. What I'm saying is that
that's about the smartest thing you've said all day, man. I'm glad you said that.
I am a moron, but I know where to draw the line. Like the WWE, those athletes are real. They do fight. They do train like maniacs. They do get hurt.
Very, very hard on the body, isn't it?
Yeah,
very
it's
hard.
fucking terrible.
Crazy on the body.
Everyone's on fucking pills. Everyone's on like opioids to cope. But it's scripted. They know the outcome. They know they're not going to fucking kill their opponent. You're going out there to kill your opponent. But now we're at an age where everyone looks for entertainment. We don't have fights that go on for half an hour. Imagine watching Royce Gracie with Sakuraba for half an hour. Or
They fought for 90 minutes.
Yeah, they fought for like an hour and a half. That's a whole movie.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Do you think today people would watch that?
No, but I think there should be a time limit. But I do get what you're saying. Like exciting fighters will earn more, but at the same time, you being good will get you far.
Will get you your foot in the door.
You got to keep winning. You got to keep winning at the end of the day.
You got to keep winning, but you also need to be someone that people want to either see knocked out or someone that we want to see win. And I think without Conor, Khabib isn't who he is today. Without like bad guys in the sport, we don't have the good guys who are normally the quiet martial artists.
But I tell you what I think about that is like, I think it's got to be authentic. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you are who you are, I think that like GSP wasn't a big personality.
But then he needed people like what's his face, One Eye, Bisping.
Bisping, okay.
Bisping kind of gave.
Yeah, but that was his last fight, man. He was a big, massive star before that. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, but
like
then Bisping also had a mouth, right? He had a mouth so he could climb that. So we wanted to see Bisping knocked out, and that's why that end fight was so sick.
You wanted to see Bisping knocked out?
Yeah.
You want to, as an Englishman, you want to see Bisping knocked out?
Because for me, I, at that stage, I look at entertainment. Yeah. I like entertainment. Like whenever I see fights, right, I always pick the person that's either the closest to India or the brownest. I go, who am I going for? Who am I going for?
Right.
But like, it's entertainment. I'll watch anything if it entertains me. That's where I think jiu-jitsu, UFC, all the fight sports that I love, there's an element of entertainment and a bit of.
You said anything like that. We got to get your search history up and post that. That might be a real money maker. That might get us somewhere.
5 years clean, so check away, baby. So we're looking at a point where do we draw the line of, can you be entertaining and can you be a good fighter? We need both, but I think after a certain stage, when your skill's at that level, you need to have a character. Am I a good guy? Am I a baby face or am I a heel?
Don't use WWE talk, bro. This is
an
adult. Listen, adults watch this program.
Adults
Come
watch
on.
it and they understand.
Listen, no.
Adults watch WWE when they were kids, so they're the ones listening to the show.
That's true, but
you see what I mean?
they watched it when they was kids, when it was WWF. WWE lost them.
No, they come on, man. Early 2000, we watched it when John Cena came on board and Brock Lesnar. That was early 2000.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But do you know what? Do you know why I stopped watching WWE?
When?
No, do you know why I stopped?
Why?
Because I turned 12, and that's enough of it. I'm over it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I stopped at 12, but when it was on, you'd be like, oh, watch it.
No, absolutely not.
I'll watch it a little bit.
What was the motivation to dress like this today? Help me here. Help me.
I'm a business.
Help me here, because I'm.
Okay, all right. Last year, I dressed like a prick. I dressed really, really casual all the time, but I was meeting people that I should have been dressed better with.
So I'm assuming you think I'm important because you've dressed like a,
you're an important man because I'm going to be on a massive
Put it there, mate. Put it there. You're back in the trust tree. You're back on the board.
But what I'm saying is that I need to, if I want to go somewhere, I need to dress in that way. If I need to talk to people with a certain amount of wealth or influence, you got to dress a certain way.
So you've been a bit prickly with me today, though. You said like a 19-year-old was going to beat me, so I might have to take a quick cut and figure this out.
We gotta have a bit of back and forth.
Well, I'm just glad last time we was in like something that could be described as a sex dungeon. Like today, at least I feel comfortable.
Yeah, today we're in a sex dungeon.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks like a house to me. But I don't know. Hey, listen.
Hey, the sex thing's at the back.
You do
check
you.
it out.
But like, jokes aside, what are you going for? You're saying you're dressing different. Like, what's going on for you?
Last year, basically, I dressed in tracksuit bottoms and a t-shirt. And then I realised that if I'm going to be doing what I want to do is to be a business person or to present myself in a certain way, I need to dress in a certain way where people take me seriously. You can't, at a certain stage, I think what's been biggest for me this year is that you need to know when to grow up. Like stopping to watch WWE and like, you know what I mean? It's like I saw a really shit video of like a guy, a fully grown man, getting really excited about a new game coming out, and he's like, oh my God, and he's like losing his shit. And I was like,
it's called virgins, though. I know them too.
yeah, I know, but there seems to be more and more of them, and like we're not very manly. Not like, you know, like, can you imagine your dad going crazy for like?
Well, I don't understand this we talk. You speak in first person, bro.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you and me.
I don't play video games.
I'm talking about us. I'm talking about.
There's no us, bro. Listen, keep your hands off me. Hey, there's no us here.
This little like.
That's your side of the table. Don't cross it.
Right. Okay. So say our dads. Do you think our dads would ever get excited over like a video game?
No, absolutely
Of
not.
course not. They'd be like, that's fucking stupid.
But I'm in that too. I wouldn't get excited about video games.
No. But that's what I'm saying, because you've like you're a man. You present yourself in a certain way.
Right. Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of people my age. Like I went on a show, like quite a famous show thing, and it's like you see fully grown men do really weird shit, and you go, I don't want to do that.
But I think there's bigger issues going on there, right? About being unkind.
It's huge. It's much bigger issues. There's much bigger issues. But I think there's more and more of these like man children.
Right.
And we're not growing past it. We don't. I'm not saying my dad was the best man or like all men from back then were great. I'm just saying they presented themselves quite well.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And like more and more guys that I'm meeting around my age or slightly younger, you go, shit, man, like, come on. Okay, aren't you? And like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to dress in a way where I felt more. It's not what you wear doesn't matter. What you wear doesn't matter. You can wear a suit, you can wear tracksuit. It's how you present yourself.
Right.
And I think if you present yourself in a certain way, you'll be respected in a certain way.
But you're still a sports therapist, am I right?
Yeah. Sports
And
therapist.
you dress like this while you're rubbing people down.
Easy. Look,
Is
got
that
my
what you do?
elbows
Yeah.
exposed.
No, jokes aside,
right,
I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
You're shirted up when you're like massaging people.
I'm shirted up.
Oh,
now.
right, okay.
Yeah. My first pictures were with a shirt and tie.
Okay.
That was a bit mad, but I still
Tie gets in the way.
Yeah. Tie gets in the way. So tie's gone.
Tie feels like it's rubbing on someone's back.
Yeah, and it's like it'll like gently stroke their back, and I'll be like, no, that was me, man. It was my tie. Like, I'm going. You're like, oh, mate, please.
That's the fourth one today. Yeah.
Tie's gone, but that's what I'm trying to get at. I think as time moves forwards, as I move forward with my business and like my aspirations, we need to present in a certain way.
Which are what? What are these aspirations?
So aspirations would be like, I'm starting West London Indie Film Hub, because I've seen East and South London really, they're wicked. They're really good for independent film, and they're really encouraging to their young people and up and comers to do stuff, while West London's kind of elitist. They have a certain price tag. You have to have this, and this. So when I started it, automatically all the people that rejected me were like, oh, hey, Jay, why don't you come and chat to us? Why don't you do this? And it's like, oh, okay. But before, when I'm emailing you going, hey, look, I've got this project, bullshit. When you start something, that's when people start to like listen.
Right, I got you.
Right? And I think if I was a young person today, I too would be someone that goes towards South or East London. They're sick. They're so nice, man. They're good people there, but West seems to be a bit hoity-toity.
Okay.
As you know, you're South London, right?
Yes,
like
that's right.
You know how good they are there for. And even martial arts moved a lot towards East and South London. Like some of the best stuff is there. Like top team is
South,
elite now. Yeah.
Yep. South and East, you got places like Diesel and all them kind of places.
Yeah, Diesel, and they've always been amazing. Like free open mats, like good seminars.
Good people too. I'm always quick to say that on here of how it's like. There's no politics or no nonsense. No rash guard. You got to wear this. It's like we're all here. Just come train hard.
That's mostly like the Gracie Bahas and like the Roger Gracies that have like implemented those. You can't train without our gi. You can't do this without this, which I've never agreed with. Like when I started off, it was in Wave. Wave had none of that. Then I went to Shoot Fighters. They had none of that. When I went to Checkmate Hammersmith, they had none of that.
I can understand it back in the day. You know, when you go back to sort of before our time, like early 2000s, and there's less example. I don't know if I'm right on this, but let's say there's 3 clubs in London. I can understand it a bit more then, because it's like Jiu Jitsu wasn't big, right? But now you can walk down any street. Right now you can walk down any street. If me and you went out of here and went that direction 5 miles, I'm sure we'd pass multiple Jiu Jitsu.
Like 4 gyms.
I mean,
like just a so away. what's really interesting is that the gi thing didn't exist until these became big companies and like churning shit out.
Right.
And
okay.
also it's Playwell. Playwell used to provide gis to everything,
Right.
from karate all the way down to like. Whatever.
Who are they? Are they gi production? They make gis.
Yeah, Playwell was my first gi that I got. It was just like a plain white gi.
Okay, I've never heard of them. Playwell.
So yeah, they were the biggest supplier because like all of the suppliers get their gis from Pakistan. Now
Right.
they'll say that they've got factories and stuff in the UK, but I don't know whether those companies that say they do, but most of the companies that I know of get their gis from Pakistan. Factories in Pakistan will produce gis, rash guards, all the stuff to do with combat sports, just because they've got the staff, the factories, and the know-how. The prices went insane at one stage. I remember Showroll gi was like $260 at one stage, and I was like, I'm not
Crazy
paying
for a
that.
gi,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not paying that for a gi. Tatami were really good. They had, and then at one stage, Decathlon brought out a gi, and it was 25 quid, and it was a decent gi. And then I bought 4, and then maybe like a year later, it just disappeared. There were no more gis from Decathlon.
That's interesting.
And I was like, and then what was really interesting, when I went to different academies, I could see other people wearing the same one. It was blue with an orange like stripe.
Okay.
And I was like, everyone was like, 25 quid for a gi. Yeah, all right, I'll buy that.
It's worth having one in the back of your car for something, isn't it? In case you're short.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It was sick. And I remember like prices kind of like creeping up. That's what's been happening with Jiu Jitsu. It's like, when I started this is 10, 11 years back, it was 60 quid. You train 3 days a week. Fine, great price. Then it creeped up to 80. Then it creeped up to 90. Then it was like, it was sitting at that £100 mark. And now we're looking at 200s, 230s.
Depending, like for big brands you're talking like, because I mean if you go to a jiu-jitsu school, most of the time like you can buy their one.
Yeah.
It seems to be about 80 quid, right?
No,
It seems to
I'm
be
not talking
the
about.
thing.
I'm not talking about the gis. I'm talking about like monthly memberships.
Oh, I see. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about yeah. Monthly, yeah.
Yeah, gis goes according to brand. Whatever brand's the
Right.
top dog, you get that. But I think jiu-jitsu is now becoming so unachievable for the average Joe.
Right.
Say you're a guy, you earn whatever. Whenever I talk about prices for jiu-jitsu, people come back to like, oh, but you got drinking, don't you? Oh, you spend like £80 a night. I'm like, I don't drink that often. I don't go out that often. I wouldn't spend £80 just on a gilly. Like, but if I'm going to jiu-jitsu, most places are going to charge me about 120. We're looking at like an even mark there.
Is that what it is? Right.
Unless you go out of West London and you go towards like East and like you go up north. Up north is like 70 quid for really good training with like people that are fucking solid.
Right.
But what I'm seeing, especially in West and like Central London, prices are big.
Well, there's different sort of types of jiu-jitsu school as well, isn't there? Without like naming them, like certain, like if you go to a jiu-jitsu school that's in sort of what you call like a residential area, let's as an example in South London, for example, versus a place in I don't know Bank or Blackfriars or something where people are working up there and whatever.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe in terms of like certain people are trying to compete and they do this as like every night and they're ambitious and they're in their 20s and blah blah blah. Versus you're 45 and you're a
But
lawyer.
that's the thing, right? Well, wouldn't I want to go to a place nearer home than nearer work?
Depends who you are though, because the category,
of
right?
course,
If you are that 45-year-old city man who's like comes home to say Brixton, for example, where I train, like he don't want to get on the mat with a load of competitive 25-year-olds that are trying to rip his head off, right? He wants to go with more business people.
So you're saying
he doesn't necessarily want to go with business people, but he wants to learn jiu-jitsu more. He's got no ambitions of competing.
So you're saying, without sounding like I'm throwing you under the bus, you're saying that the more central you are nearer work, you're going to get a certain type of jiu-jitsu that might not be as competitive as it was.
Not necessarily,
near-
because like it depends where you're training. Because there's like gym box and I can't remember what it's called. Is it Grand Union in
Grand
gym box?
Union, yeah. It used to be with Ross Nichols. but then it
Yeah, I'm not
moved
too
to
sure. Is it Grand Union? It might be if I'm wrong on that or whatever. But
Grand Union, and then it became so Ross offshot and he did his own thing.
Right.
Jed got his
But
own
whatever,
thing.
like a
Yeah,
gym
yeah.
like that is different because then people are there like competitive people. So it's not necessarily location, but you know what I'm talking about. Like there's certain, and it's not even gyms. Gyms is the wrong way to put it, but like in terms of classes at certain times in certain places, like there's more sort of geared towards. Like I'll give you an example. If you go to like a place that's got a 10 a.m. competition class, right? The dynamic you're getting in there versus a lunchtime class or an evening class with people that are working in the city, predominantly over 40, it's a different vibe. And in terms of what they're learning for, do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more technical. Not saying they don't spar hard and they can't compete well or anything like that, but their life's different. Do you know what I mean? If you're 22, live at home, and you're thinking, right, all I want to do is jiu-jitsu, versus like you're 45, you've got 3 kids.
But
What
this
Jim's doing?
is my counter argument, right? Like all the ones that were residential ones, they are that expensive. They're almost competing with prices with a central London location, which I can understand. Rents are really high. Everything's fucking high with businesses. Why are these residential ones? I know they pay a fucking shit ton of rent in all of these places. How does a 20-year-old who sees himself as a martial artist and wants to go into MMA or competitive BJJ, how does he afford 130? How does he afford 100?
Well, I think it's one of them. If you want to do it, you'll find a way.
But this is the
you
thing.
see what I'm saying?
No. But like, look at boxing. Look at how amazing boxing is. It's so grassroots. There used to be gyms that were like a fiver. They were like £10. I know gyms to this day that only charge 40 quid, and you can train whenever. Why does boxing, which has equipment, trainers, licenses, all sorts of shit that comes with boxing, charge that much less?
Because amateur boxing clubs aren't businesses. It's run by volunteers. The coaches are volunteers.
But I'm looking at even businesses that, even like clubs that are white collar, even they will still not have that humongous price
I've
tag.
never been in a white collar zone. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, but also it's like at a certain point, it is a business, and people can charge what they want. If you can't, you know what I mean.
Business is business, but then we encourage people. We almost like shame certain people.
But here's the thing. Like, here's an example, right? If I go outrageous and I just decide tomorrow, right, for my privates, I'm gonna start charging $3,000 a session just because I feel like it.
Okay.
I might not have any sessions, but if I've got a few sessions and people are willing to pay it, it's up to me, isn't it? Do you see where I'm coming from? It's like, don't train with me then.
I completely understand. But then it's also these businesses shutting down. These businesses shutting down, and like, the worst thing you can do is have a price that's 190 quid and then drop it to like 60 quid. Because then it shows that you have no faith in your company, in your price tag. What I'm saying with jiu-jitsu is that we've made it so elite that the only people that are going to be at the top are going to be rich people, are going to be people that are coming from a certain background, are going to have certain advantages that others won't have.
Maybe, I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't necessarily. I think because it's not outrageous. I don't think that you can train at a jiu-jitsu school for a reasonable price if you want. You haven't got to pay like an outright. Like, what's an outrageous number for a jiu-jitsu school? Like,
I would say, because I'm a cheap bastard,
Yeah.
I don't think you can charge anything beyond 120 per month.
Right. But there are a lot of jiu-jitsu schools that are way less than that.
Yeah, 100.
You know what I'm saying? So you can, if you want it, you can find a way.
But it's also like location-wise, how far does it become? I know people.
But again, it comes back to how bad you want it.
I know people back in the day were traveling in their cars, sleeping in their cars. I know all of these guys. But in jiu-jitsu, other than having your own school or being a elite competitor who is used for seminars, how do you make a living? How do you make a living when gyms will pay you as an instructor of black belt level 40 quid, 50 quid per hour?
But I think it's one of them things. It's like, if you don't like it, do something else.
I know.
Do you get where I'm from?
I know, but like,
Do something
imagine you've dedicated your life to this.
Then get on with it.
Mate, you're one of those guys like, oh, yeah, I'll just fucking do it. Yeah. Sometimes when you've dedicated your life to it, you want to see it to do better. Yeah. You think if you are a top-end competitor, you can just get a normal job. You can just go and work in a cafe.
No, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Do you know what I'm saying?
You got to do what you got to do. A lot of people lived in their car.
And also the thing is this, like, okay, let's just say, for example, the round number sake, there's a gym that charges 120, and there's a gym that charges 70.
Yeah.
50 quid a month, right? Now, I'm not saying that's nothing. Of course it is, but at the same time, the difference between them two, if you really want to do this, that 50 quid a month, you're gonna find a way. You get where I'm coming from?
But it almost sounds like it's. Can I say something? They'd be like, oh, that's so rude. It's like being on drugs, right? When you want drugs, you find a way. You'd be like, oh, I want my hit.
I've never been on drugs. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just getting.
I was asking for a friend, is it? Yeah.
A friend of mine.
Yeah, someone told me. Yeah.
But it's like addiction. Like I come from a background of huge addiction. Like,
okay.
I know when I want something, I'll put my fucking back into it, and it will be there. But I would have sacrificed so many things to make it happen.
But that's your answer.
That's what I'm saying. You sacrifice. But like, when you become properly addicted, you sacrifice anything. It becomes a sacrifice of diminishing returns. You do it without a regard for whether it pays off or not.
But that's the game.
But that is the game. But we're also looking at people that are encouraging everyone to train jiu-jitsu. They're going, jiu-jitsu for everyone. You're fat and ugly? Jiu-jitsu. You're fucking skinny and strong?
Who are you talking
jiu-jitsu.
to, bro? Who are you talking to? Bro?
Fat and ugly, us. Me more than him. But what I'm saying is that...
You're dressed better than me, though. I'll give you that. Except for the hoodie. The hoodie. Get yours. Shout me out. We'll get some. We'll get you one. We'll get you one.
Much.
Yeah. I've got shorts. I've got rash guards. That's a rant for another time. Go on. He's on a roll. Keep going.
What I'm saying is, like, I think combat sports as a whole, we rely on addicts.
Yeah, of course.
We're addicted
But
as
also,
fuck.
jiu-jitsu schools, here's the thing. I don't know what the percentages are. Someone might be able to help me out here.
Yeah.
The percentage of people that go to jiu-jitsu school aren't looking to compete at all. And then out of the ones that are, they're looking to do it as a hobby. They're not looking to make it their living. I think it's a very small percentage.
How much are you encouraged to compete? How much are your coaches saying, you should compete, man. You never know how good your jiu-jitsu is until you fucking compete. Nah, I think I should have stuck to my guns because when I first joined it, it was sick. It made me feel good. It was a sport that finally like made me relax about how unsafe I felt. Then I let it take over, like an addiction does. It was everything. I was at work. I was like, I had to get out of a triangle. Fuck, trying it out. Everything was jiu-jitsu. I think with jiu-jitsu, it relies on us. The small crowd that will compete, that will go and make it their thing, it relies on us to be completely addicted. And when we can't afford it, we find a way.
Yeah.
We try and make it our personality, our jobs.
However, and I'm not. I keep contradicting you, but you dress like that, so I got a little bit. But I know people that have trained at certain schools, and like when they fall and are like, I can't do this, they've helped them out. The schools helped them out and been like, listen,
I've also known schools
carry
that
on.
will completely.
Don't worry about it. Just turn up.
Those schools are a godsend. They're a great little community. But then I've also known schools that will just drop you.
Yeah, of
They
course,
just go,
there are.
See you later.
There are.
But then
a
that's,
part of that is that it's just life, right?
that's life.
Sometimes
That's
you got to
just
get on
the
with
people
things.
you're around it. Yes, and this is what I keep telling people. It's like sometimes you've been with these people 10 years, but you fuck up, you do something.
Depends how bad.
It depends on how bad, and depends on like how much. It depends on how bad. That's the biggest
Big
thing.
one,
But
yeah.
it's also like sometimes you think they've got your back when they don't.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? Like
Yeah, of
sometimes
course.
you can break your leg in a horrific way. You get a spiral fracture, you're out for a year.
At least.
At least. And you think that there'll be that support, there'll be those people texting you. And then when those certain people don't text you or the certain people don't reach out, you go, fuck. My mum said this to me when I first started because she's seen my dad through judo. She said, these people like you because you do what they do.
Yeah.
Right? And you think everyone's your friend, you think everyone's your confidant, but there's a very small number that are your real friends, and even they are only your friends because you do the same thing as them.
And there's levels of friends, right?
There's levels of
There's
friends.
like we're pals, but like if you ring me at 3 a.m,
No,
like,
you'd
it's
be like, no, fuck off. Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think jiu-jitsu is a very interesting one because I do like it. I do love the sport. But I know it also comes with its own, especially for people from who are like addicted to shit. It's quite consuming. And when you say you'll find a way, I found a fucking way. I paid ridiculous amounts for monthly things. I've dedicated my life to it. I basically at one stage I was pretending I was going to work, but I quit my job and I was doing jiu-jitsu 2 times a day. Yeah,
That's interesting.
and it was wild.
But here's the thing too, like anyone who gets into combat sport, and I'm not talking about someone who does a karate class twice a week. I'm talking about someone that really dives into it. We both have, and we know how many mutual friends have we got that all have.
Yeah.
Is like you've got a few screws loose
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
the first place, and I'm not
We're
saying that to
Romans.
be, but I'm not saying that to be funny. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there's a few
yeah,
things, like for you to really heavily go into martial arts of anything, whether it's boxing, mixed martial, whatever,
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, of course, we're talking about. But there's an element of you're not happy with something anyway in
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Something's a bit off.
And you throw yourself at it. It's really interesting because, as you said, it's all combat sports. I would say any sport where you can see it being something more, it makes you feel a certain way. You dedicate everything
And
to
also,
it.
you don't know any other way. Like as an example, not that I'm sort of like puffing me chest out, but like today we're sat here, it's like lunchtime. I've
Yeah.
trained twice today. I've sparred once hard, and it's like not because it's like anything's coming in the next few weeks, but it's just like I wouldn't know what else to do.
That's what you do.
Like,
It's
if I
like
don't
you
wake up in the
wake up-
morning, if I don't wake up in the morning and do something like that,
Yeah.
I'm kind of a bit like, and it's not playing like the I don't know what to do. I'm not happy. And it's none of that nonsense. But I'm just like a little bit like, well, I'm up. Let's
It's
like
such a routine.
Right.
It's such a routine. It's like when you wake up in the morning, like for the last 11 years, I've woke up in the morning and I do 100 push-ups just because I need to keep my shoulders healthy, and I know that will help with jiu-jitsu or whatever combat sports I want to do. Before that, I didn't do anything like that. I fucking sleep till whenever, I'd just go to work, come
Right.
home. And then when jiu-jitsu gave me that, it was exciting. It was
And you
like,
consumes you
fuck.
too, because my life now, like obviously I coach for a living, various martial arts and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like I'm sitting until this podcast gets big enough. But like, then I've got sunglasses on. I'm dressed like him. But I'm never dressed like that, by the way, ever. But I was gonna say, fast forward to episode 3. We're like Lex Friedman up. But like for me, like it's at least 6 and usually 7 mornings a week. The first thing I do is get up and coach in one form or another. So whether it's privates or classes or whatever, and like. We've never trained together properly, but like my style is very sort of involved. So I'm not the guy that sits on a Swiss ball in the corner and goes do this because it doesn't work for me. So I'm training essentially. Do you know what I mean? At least being physical.
You're
Maybe
jumping into spars. You're helping
and
out,
positional, holding certain positions, showing things because I feel like I'm more effective as a coach. Some people have got the ability to sit there and just point and do the thing, and that's great. But for me, I feel like I need to get my point. Anyway, you get the point I'm making, right? So for me, my day started with something physical, right? And then it's like. I'm away now. Now I'm on. I feel good. You know, I think we spoke last time about fasting and stuff, right? We all this kind of stuff. So check the episode out. I'll put the link below. But like all that kind of stuff ties in. And the reason I bring them two together is because both of the things I said is not that normal. But for me, is when I wake up in the morning, first of all, if I've got to eat, it's another headache. For starters, right? And also, if I know, like, for example, yesterday, I had 6, not back-to-back, because I'm travelling between, but I had 6 sessions from classes and privates and whatever. Boom, 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 boom. I don't have a chance to eat till, I woke up at 5, I don't have a chance to eat till sort of 4 in the afternoon. I'm not hungry. I've just got used to that, and I feel like it's actually good for your body. That's a whole nother rant.
Do you know what it is? Right. I think it's, we've used martial arts and all of these sort of training methods to keep ourselves so busy that our brain doesn't start to think. And I think that's like... we did it last year, and I'd gone to that silent retreat thing. What I learned there was quite interesting because I used all of the noise in the world to stop myself thinking, and I think martial arts gave me that at its best. Because sparring, you're surviving, you're attacking, you're doing something that's always but when you actually listen, there's a lot of things we learn to like shy away from or put to the back or put music on top of, or so we cover it. I think that's how we use our hunger as well. Like when you're hungry, you might wake up, you know you've got X, Y, Z ready. If you had to eat, that will make you bloated and slow. So you go, all right, I don't need it. And then by the time you kind of forget your hunger, and then by the time it's like 4 or 5, you are hungry, but you don't eat that much because you know you might have sparring.
But I do eat a lot. I do it when I start. And my thing is this: I'm coming around to the point where it's now. It's like if I'm hungry, I'll eat. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't follow a diet, but I eat natural foods. Try and stay away from all that stuff that everyone talks about.
And you don't eat enough when you're full. Until right at the night.
Yeah, no, I'm not stuffed. I'm definitely not stuffed by any means.
You do it at night,
but
right?
Yeah, it depends. Like today I've eaten because I just had time and I felt like a bit peckish. So I did, right? Simple as that. But like, I'm big on the whole, and I don't want to sound hippified here, but like, I like an ice bath in the mornings. I like to train hard. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I like to also like to be in bed by 9 o'clock, right? Which is the other side.
You must be fucking shattered. 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. is a long old day.
Well, it's funny because like what we touched on there, once I get going, like when I wake up, like not every morning, obviously, but certain mornings that alarm hits at 5, I'm like, I don't want to do this today. But as soon as I'm in the car and I've got coffee on the go, and I don't mean like coffee to hot me up, but you know what I'm saying? As soon as I'm sort of mentally engaged,
you're ready.
I feel like I'm fine. I'm all right.
But that's the same thing as like going for a run in the morning, right? Like I hate running, but I started running in the morning and I hurt my foot and I stopped. But I hurt my foot bad. I hurt my foot so bad. It was before the second premiere of my first film. My foot just popped.
Why? What happened?
So I was doing.
Why are you running, you mean?
Yeah, so I was doing hill sprints, and I'm shit. I'm shit at hill sprints. So I'm running up this hill, and it's my last one. It's like I do 10. I'm doing the last one, and I'm like, I'm gonna push real hard, and I'm pushing, and my foot just goes.
What happened to your foot?
So so imagine this is your foot. That little ligament just went. Blah.
Okay, I've had that injury. Yep.
Oh, and then I was like, because I was boxing a lot as well, and I'm a stupid boxer. I run away a lot, and that just it ruined me. Right. I couldn't move. I couldn't step on it. I couldn't put my foot down, and it would just like hurt. I turned up to the hospital. They're like, yeah, you popped your fascia or whatever, your ligament, and I was like, and I was doing well. I was looking better, and I was so pissed. And I had to take rest, and that was when the noise came, and it was just like, pussy, you shit, you fucking martial arts, it's gonna be crap, everything's gonna be shit, you're gonna get fat, you're gonna get... That was the noise I was crushing with martial arts. All the insecurities, all the sort of shitty talk came back. And I think that's where we're all at. Like, I think all martial artists suffer a little bit, to some degree, with some form of insecurity, and then they use martial arts to feel good. And it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, I agree.
But I also think that when that becomes your default, where you run from all your problems because you can do some jiu-jitsu or you can box, you can get punched out a bit, you start neglecting things that you should be doing. Like, I should have done my taxes. I should have listened to my girlfriend, or I should have eaten at this stage because I'm diabetic. So when I don't eat, I get the slight shakes, and I know I should have eaten before they started. But I'm going, might get fat, you fucking pig. Go run. Go swing a bag. Go do some push-ups.
Yeah, I hear you.
So that's what I'm trying to get at. I think when I speak about jiu-jitsu and when I speak about perpetual boy men, we feel manly in this sport. So we neglect growing up in other aspects.
Usually it's a distraction, right?
Because we can fight. That's the biggest thing. You know, like when we were kids, it's like, oh yeah, I'm this with some rich, but it's like, I could beat him up. That sort of childish thing. It's like, he might be successful, he might have a good looking wife, he might have this and that. But I'm like, I think I could choke him. So that just makes me a better man.
Right. I hear what you're saying.
It's like warriors. It's like when we went to war. If we went to war in the fucking olden times, the biggest, hardest man was the one that was deemed the best in your... Yeah, your king was different, your legionnaires or your fucking leaders were different, but like, you looked up to the best.
Yeah,
warrior.
no, I've got really... Yeah, and listen, that reigns true for today. People do.
We're idiot monkey people at times, you know, when we go, oh, he's a black belt, I should look up to him. But then sometimes they're not the best people to look up to.
Right.
And like we've known that over time. If you've done any sort of martial art or any sort of thing where you looked up to a certain person, same with movie making. I see all of this in that. Movie making is so similar to jiu-jitsu because it's a hierarchy. It's like, oh, this guy's really good like producer, and then everyone like looking at him for like support and stuff. But he's a scumbag.
Right.
And you see that it trickles down, and it's like, well, I'm at the lowest rung. I'm an indie filmmaker. So you see it at this level where actors or actresses are trying to be mates with you or trying to be like cool with you, and I'm like, mate, I'm not paying you any money. I've got a camera and I'm making movies. But just on that little level, they still want to be buddy. Now imagine that at the top level. Imagine that at like when you're like a big boy producer or a director in Hollywood, all the shit that must come your way.
Right. Yeah.
It is hard. Like,
And is that what you want to get to? You want to be big time?
No, I don't.
I don't mean Hollywood.
The thing is, one thing is, my dad was in the film industry in India, and I know how fucked it made him, because it fucks you. You get the rejection, the all the sort of shit that comes with it, the money, the politics. Slowly it breaks you down.
He was doing this in India before he came here. And was you born here or in India?
No, I was born in India. So what I saw was me and my sister have a 12-year gap.
Right.
So I saw my dad at the latter end of his career in the film
You're the
industry.
younger sibling.
I'm the younger sibling. So there's that. I saw him at his worst when it was like people are chasing him for money. He's made a film that's never going to come out. There's people trying to sue. You know, like you go, fuck, that's scary. That's like real fear. And I think what's interesting is seeing that aspect now coming into the jiu-jitsu world where all of these things kind of try and pile up, like, because it's not cheap to train jiu-jitsu. It's also a really dangerous sport if you fuck up. The amount of injuries that I've seen over the 11 years, the amount of injuries you've seen.
How many black belts do you know that have got no injuries?
None.
Right.
I know people that can't walk now, and I go, fuck,
And the reason I ask you that is because you're a physical therapist, right? I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be funny, but it's like you must have seen some horrendous injuries.
And the thing is, they're not even that horrendous. Sometimes they're just, it's a disability. It's not an injury anymore.
Why is that? Because they just haven't taken care of it.
No. It's just been weak. Like a shoulder is, all right, fuck, I popped it. All right, let me rehab this for like properly 6 weeks and then take my time, strengthen it and come back to the sport. As a jiu-jitsu person, I've never seen anyone take more than 2 days out.
Right.
For horrific shit.
Straight back to
Straight back. Oh yeah, I'll just like tuck it in. I'll tuck it in my belt. I'll do this. I'll do that. I won't use it. You fuck yourself. And then that small injury turns chronic. And then that chronic injury becomes a disability. You can't put your hand up. You can't do this. You can't do that.
And everything compensates, right? I mean, you'd know more than me on this, but like that shoulder turns into a bad hip, to a bad knee, to a
bad neck.
Everything's twisted. Yeah.
And then something happens.
Right.
Someone does a move that you could normally defend, but because you're kind of fucked up, you can't. And then that's it.
Now you pop your knee as well. stuff like that.
You might pop your knee and you can't walk.
Right.
And you go, fuck, do I go back? Because the weirdest thing I saw is a guy came back after he got paralyzed by being spiked. So he shot for a double, someone got him in a guillotine and decided to fall back. Yeah. He spiked his head, broke the vertebrae in his neck.
Right.
When he could walk again, he came back to Jiu Jitsu. And I was like, I know how much you love it and I know what it does for you. And I know if that happened to me, I might also be stupid enough to come back. But imagine having to deal with that. Like, have you heard the story of Frank Mir? Frank Mir
got hit by a car, right?
While
he was riding a motorcycle, yeah.
And then he went back to competing. Fuck.
I think he won the heavyweight title after that, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the heavyweight. He fought Brock Lesnar
twice, yeah.
Fuck.
And the Nogueira fight, it's the amazing one with we spoke about for spiral fractures earlier when he did to his arm, right? Crazy.
And you go, would you do that? If like in all seriousness something that big happened, would you then go back on the mats?
Well, here's an interesting point that you'll be able to relate to too, which comes to my mind here is like, if I said to you now, right, we're gonna roll, and I get you in an arm bar, and I've got it, it's on. Would you tap? Sitting here now, me and you, cool head, we could go. What, on a Wednesday afternoon for no reason? Yeah, of course you would. Now, put you in that moment. No, but even now, if you put me in that moment and it's there, and I'm like, I don't want to tap now. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but I also, so my brain's in two places. Because we know each other, I know that you don't want to break my arm.
Yeah.
I also think that if it's dead to rights, I would try a Hail Mary, but if the Hail Mary failed, I would.
But that's what I'm saying. Forget me and you, and like, do you know what I'm saying? We're just two random blokes, and it's like, sitting here now, you go, well, yeah, of course you would, because it don't mean anything. However, when you're in that situation, sometimes that's easier said than done, and you go, the amount of times I've done that, and I've drove off, and I've got out of it, but then I'm like driving, and I'm like,
you're like,
I can't change gear. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, that was worth it.
Pouring a cup of tea, it's like, fuck.
Do you know what I mean?
The worst thing is, right, I keep saying this, when I see young people sparring, and I'm like, ooh. And I think back to what I did when I was an idiot.
You got to learn your own mistakes.
I was the same guy. And
you can advise them, right? But you got to let them do it.
But I also know I got the same advice that I'm giving out then, and I said, "Gay."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I was just like, no, I'm gonna do.
And sometimes you got to learn from your own mistakes a bit, and
yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think this is what I need. This is what I stopped doing. I can't advise a fighter. No one can advise a fighter when to stop fighting because it takes them to say no. Because they can find a new manager, they can find a new coach, they can find a new organization. They won't stop fighting till they're done.
Yeah, and people moan about that, don't they? Say, oh, we should stop. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of moving parts financially, what you want to do, etc. But on a basic level, to me, it's their life, isn't it? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's up to them. Yeah. They can do what they want to do.
And it's like when people go like, oh, but what about Muhammad Ali? And so I was like, Muhammad Ali would repeat it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, if you told him, would you repeat? He'd be like, yeah. But these are the best of the best of the best. These are the big boys in the game. They're the 0.01%. Now you look at all of the other martial artists. We know thousands who are at the shit all level, like nothing level. They would still do it because it gives them something that nothing else can. That sense of real feeling alive. It's like that guy who climbed a building without any ropes.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he will stop, even because he knows he can die at any stage. But I don't think he stops. I don't think he stops till he's done.
Yeah.
But then when are we done? When do we stop? When do we go? It's because originally I was like, I'm going to get a hot girlfriend because I can fight. You know what I mean? And then you go, that doesn't happen. And then you go, well, I'm still fighting because I enjoy it now. Then you go, I'm going to stop fighting when I can beat this guy. And you beat that guy and you go, I'm going to stop. But no, I love it more because I've got these new skills.
The goalposts are always moving, isn't they?
Yeah, and it's like, my biggest question as a therapist and as someone who deals with people on a regular basis, when do we stop? Like, I'm talking about anything. Like, when do we stop the thing that we're good at? Or when do we stop the thing that we like doing? Like, I see actors all the time. They're like 50 years old. They're still trying to pursue this as like a career. They're not making any money. They're not getting anywhere. They're not even good actors. But
is that from the inside and outside view? So you're looking at them going, you're 50, you passed your sell by date, it's not working. But for them, they don't see that. They're just like,
they go, Liam Neeson made it.
I'm still trying. Yeah,
Liam Neeson made it.
But here's the other side of that too. Like, because like for fighting specifically, athletics in general, but we're talking about martial arts, right? So it's like, at a certain point, your body can't do what it used to, right? So that kind of has an impact too. Whereas acting, I don't think it does as much because, do you see where I'm coming from? Whereas that's why it's so relevant
but
for
that's
sport.
the thing. We see so many people past it, right? We see, like, Tony Ferguson's a brilliant example. He can't do what he used to be able to do, but he's still fighting. He will still fight until he dies. Sakuraba wants to die in the
That's
cage.
a great example, yeah. Sakuraba went far too long, didn't he?
Yeah, and like, I think he's still fighting.
Is he?
Yeah, and like, he does these organizations that are just, they don't give a fuck.
They'll just let him go,
Yeah, they'll let him go. As someone who's addicted to shit, as someone who just drives himself into like the newest thing, no one can tell me to stop. No one can give me the advice.
Mate, I'm going to tell you stop dressing like that. I'm
I don't
going
give
to
a
tell
shit.
you.
I'll dress like that till I find the new thing that I'm going to dress like.
I'm coming next time with some old tracksuit bottoms and making you put them on.
I'm going to dress like this until someone tells,
This is getting out of hand.
Until they stop, and then I'm dressing completely different.
You're out of control. I'm going to give you a hoodie and tell you to behave yourself. You're getting out of control.
But this is what I'm saying. When do you think we will stop? When do you think you will stop?
I don't see myself stopping. I see it.
Ever?
No, this is what I like to do. But you adapt, right? I'm not under the illusion.
Competitively. I mean competitively.
But here's the thing, right? This is, how old are you? You're 34, right? So I genuinely don't feel any signs of aging. Touch wood, you know what I mean? Like, I feel I'm stronger than I was when I was in my early 20s. I've got just as much energy.
I'm
just
not
as
talking
fit.
about now.
No, but this is my point. This is my point.
Yeah.
So it's easy to sit here and say that because I feel the way I do.
I'm talking
However,
45. I'm talking 45 when you're petering off, when your test is kind of.
But yeah, no, I mean, you can't. I think it's difficult to say that, right? Because it's like, I want to train forever.
Yeah.
When you'll adapt, obviously, because as an extreme example, if God willing, I'm still here when I'm 90, I'm not going to be able to do the things I can now, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
But there's no reason I can't still train in some capacity. You see where I'm coming from?
But
that's how I view it.
But the longer we leave it, the longer we compete or we push our body to that limit, the less we have as a casual, less time we have as a coach, the less time we can even move our body in a way to.
But I think a lot of it comes down to interest too. I think a lot of it's like, don't really want to do this anymore.
No, but that's the thing. It's like, if all you've known has been a competitive fighter, that's your life, that's your lifeline, that's your job, that's how you make money.
That's where I think it gets tough, that's where someone's primary source of income, because then it's like one more payday.
It's also identity, right? Because you could really become a coach, but then you don't want to be viewed as a has-been by the people that you're training.
Well, I'll tell you what I think a lot of it is, and again, like, to use examples, we don't need, but Tony Ferguson lost, like, was at one time UFC undefeated for God knows how long, blah, 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 was going to fight for the belt. Ended up, I think it was an 8 fight, and I'm not exaggerating, I think it was 8 fights in a row he lost in the UFC before he got cut, right? And it's like, at a certain point, I've got to think, not specific to him, but when you're on a losing streak, you're chasing it, aren't you? You want to go out one more, let's get a win. And before you know it, 1 loss turns into 3 to 7 to, I can't win a fight. You know what I mean? And I think you're always chasing something.
We want to go out on a high,
GSP,
right?
Khabib, come to mind, John Jones, you know what I mean? Where it's like, they stop when they want to stop because they're happy with what they've done, so they don't need to worry.
For John Jones, he stopped because he didn't want to fight Tom Aspinall because he knew he would go out on a loss.
Right. But we'll get back to that. But like Khabib is an example. He was 29-0, right? And he, like, people 30, just get to 30. But at the same time, I think he's happy. He's like, well, I'm done.
I think his father passed.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this. I don't need to do this anymore.
I think he fought because he put Dagestan on the map. He put people from Dagestan in the forefront. He achieved what he needed to, and he could go out well.
Yep.
I'm not talking about the best of the best. I'm not talking about these top dogs. I'm talking about the ones at the lowest level who are like 32, 33, 35, 40. When they make a little bit of a headway, they think that they're going to be the next best thing, or they might quit their job as something to take this on full time. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about those people that start later in life, because martial arts sick, man. You know, when you get it, you go, where's this been all my life?
But here's an example. I don't know if you know, I was training with him recently. I don't know if you know who Paul Reed is.
No, I don't know.
So he's you know, it's all online, so it's not like I'm breaking any news or anything, but he was basically into martial arts. He started fighting at 35, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Turned pro, went 7-0, ended up, he fought Brad Pickett as a pro, all kinds of things. He went on and on and on. He ended up having his last fight, I believe it was just shy of his 50th birthday. And he had, like, I might be wrong on this, but 30-something pro fights, right? And like he says online, and like when I train with him, brilliant. By the way, check him out, Paul Reed. He's in Bristol. I went down to train with him. It was great. But he's
was he at Pedro's gym?
No, he was what was the gym called? I trained with him in a place called Sweatbox in Bristol.
In Pedro's.
Is that Pedro's gym? Okay, cool.
It's like yellow and black.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. That's where I went with it. Yeah. Shout out Pedro. But it was one of them situations where he was saying like everyone says too old, like and he just did it, and it was like I'm just going to do what I want to do.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like there will always be outliers. There's always outliers, but their success rate is vastly less. What's his background? Where did he come from? What's his? Was he a farmer or something?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like, say I'm an office worker. Say I'm a guy that works in recruitment. I get to 28 and I go, I'm gonna go down to this gym.
Right.
And you're good. You might choke out a poor blue belt on his shit day, and you go, I'm gonna do this, and you climb.
Yeah.
You're doing well. But then you're 31 or 32 when you go into the cage, and you face people that are monsters that have done this since they were like 8. You might even thrive against them. At that stage, you want to get better. Do you then leave that job in recruitment that has been sustaining you to pursue this? Because you can't do it if you're not doing it full time. And then comes the financial burden. Then comes like you having to coach for a living. Maybe you're doing pads one day, but your shoulder gets a bit fucked. I think the financial gain when you start later is not worth that.
I get what you're saying, but I think a lot of people disagree too. A lot of people say, well, I'm doing it.
Yeah, you've got to do it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't think I can stop you. I don't think any podcast in the world is going to be like, I heard this guy in a pink shirt and I'm never going to fucking train. Go do your dream.
Yeah.
But I'm also saying it's like, we also need to look at ourselves sometimes without the noise that we give ourselves from our mind, right? Like, because a lot of times, a lot of people in combat sports come from people that don't have dads. Like, I'm one of them. I know a lot of people that are one of them. When you don't have a father in your life, you need to be very manly. And I think fighting is the quickest way to that. Because
where's the pink shirt coming to that, bro?
That's the
We've gone full circle.
That's the proof that, like, you can't fuck me up because I'm wearing a pink shirt. And if I fuck you up with a pink shirt on...
It's over, forget it.
Yeah, that's it. You should just retire from
Take up badminton. Table tennis is for you, but like, let's step back a step. You got a bad shoulder, you said.
Yeah.
What's gone on with the shoulder? Was it martial arts?
No, man, it's everything. It's like I cycle, I massage...
Because the reason I ask, it's on your right shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I won't ask questions as how, but hey.
Mate, I have to switch to left and it's a lot slower, but you know.
Whoa, read the room, son. No, but like, jokes aside, what happened to the shoulder?
So, I used to do like plenty of kimuras, and then you know that escape where they put your hand underneath your back and then they grab it and then you fucking have to let go because your shoulder's gonna pop out. That one got really popular around 6 years ago, and then a guy was spamming it, and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking spin.
6 years ago, so it's a long
Yeah. It's been years, and then I never took time off.
Did you have a scan or anything? Do you know what's wrong with it?
I had a scan, I had X-rays. MRI is a fucking ball ache to get, so I haven't had that.
Well, the reason I asked that is I had without getting too deep into it, I had a suspected slap tear in my shoulder when I was, say, 23, 24, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
And different people I was speaking to was saying different things. This was happening. This was one guy. This is how it got legit. He said to me, "You'll be fine. Just don't raise your hand anymore, like above your shoulder." You know, oh, cool. And in my little head at the time, I'm going, "Okay, what? 6 months? What's he talking about?" And he went, "No, that's it." And by the way, every 6 months have an injection. And I was like, "What?
Of course, it's on injection.
Just forever." And I was like, do you know what he said to me? He said, "Well, you got to think of it like this: if someone had a heart issue, they'd take their heart medication, right?"
Oh, and you were like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
And, I was like, "What are you on about? Like, I'm 23, 24. Like, what?" Anyway, I was like, whatever, cool. Because it was so ridiculous in my brain, I forgot it. And then fast forward, I can stand on my hands, walk on my hands. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm fine.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like, I think with the right amount of work and exercise and like dedicating some fucking time to it without just going, yeah, it'll be fine. And letting people do shit like that.
Right.
As a jiu-jitsu practitioner, I'll let my body get into weird positions and be like, yeah, I want to get out of it. I couldn't do those things anymore. I had to take a bit of time away.
Right.
Well, I give my shoulder that. I can do handstands. I can do things like that. It's when my shoulder is like this.
Right.
That's when it starts to like cane. Or when because my shoulder's fucked, my elbow's fucked because of it.
Right.
Because I'm pushing down the whole time.
Yeah, I got you.
So I need to take the time where I'm getting my shoulder to a stage where I'm comfortable and strong enough to keep it there.
Because I think that's what last time I saw you, that was it. You was going to take a break from martial arts, right? And get things going.
But then I went straight into boxing because I was like, fuck, I need something.
Because you're really clever like that.
Yeah, because I'm an intelligent man.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the noise. That's the noise that my brain gives me where I go, if I'm not doing this, I need to do something else that makes me feel manly.
Yep. Maybe squats. Maybe let's do
I know,
squats.
but squats, oh man, I tried the gym. I tried lifting. I tried being a lifter guy.
Right.
It doesn't give me
How
the
much do you
buzz.
weigh sitting here now?
I weigh 78.
And what's optimal for you when you're in, like,
If
we
I'm-
say
if-
peak, but you know what I'm saying, like
competing,
regular.
I want to be
yeah.
64. 64.
Oh, really? That
yeah,
much difference?
64
Okay.
should be where I am at. I'm a short man. I shouldn't be I shouldn't be fighting at featherweight. Featherweight's fucking hard. My weight. I think 64 is where I thrive. 66 is my best. 66 is where I do best. But I think 66 isn't really a weight category in IBJJF.
Right, no, he's in MMA.
Yeah, it is
not,
in
not
MMA.
yet.
But like the thing is, what I've accepted is that I am a filthy casual. I like it. I love the sport. I love knowing that I can perform better than say 80% of the normal public. I don't have to be the best out of the elites because they are sick. They dedicate their life to it. They're good. They train and they understand. But my issue as a therapist comes down to, will people listen to therapists? Because later down the line, these injuries are chronic. The guy who told you to take injections at 23 all the time, fucking idiot.
Yeah,
I'm
never
glad
took one and fine. No.
Yeah, because he's a moron.
Yeah.
What you've done is you have used corrective exercises and training to keep yourself good and proper. Because you're a lot smarter, it seems, than me. And like,
Well, I'll tell you what changed the thing. That changed it is because there was a little bit of, I had the, you probably know, I think it's contrast injection to show it up on a second MRI.
Yeah.
And like different surge. You know, this sounds weird, right? But you'll get this. When like someone looked at it and said, yeah, I think there's a slap tear, blah, blah, blah. And you know when something in the back of your brain's going,
is it?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like I was getting ready for surgery, had a date booked, and I'm a bit like, Anyway, I took it to another one.
Same with my hand. When they were trying to do the surgery on my hand, they were like, and now I can make a fist.
Well, I went to someone else, and they was like, there might be. But he was like, with your symptoms, he was testing me. Did you get pain there? Did you get pain doing it? And I was like, no. And he was like, it's debatable. He was basically saying, if there is a slap tear in there, it's probably not what's causing the injury. And like fast forward, I started training again, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who Ido Portal is.
Yeah.
I did a lot of training with him in person, but that's the whole side. But anyway, I went to before I knew him properly. I went on just a 2-day course, like everybody else does. And during that course, I just got there and I booked it ahead of time. So I was like, my shoulder will be fine by then, but it's not, right?
Yeah.
And I was on the day, and I went up to Northampton to do this, and you know when you're just there and you're like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, happens. And at the end of the day, I was like, we was in handstands, like we was doing all kinds of mad stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 8-hour days. And I'm like, I'm fine. Do you know what I mean? And I just got back to business.
My favourite combat sports story comes from sumo. There's a guy, he's called like Wolf Eyes. So he was like the most muscular, jacked sumo guy. He got a fucking horrific shit go wrong with the shoulder. And they were like, well, it's going to be surgery and going to be out for like a year. And he's like, no, I'm going to be a Yokozuna. And so he did 2,000 push-ups every day in training. And he just got jacked. He said he gave him something called muscle armor. His last fight was against one of his lower downs.
Who is this guy?
He's known as Wolf Eyes. Look him up on YouTube.
Japanese guy?
Yeah, Japanese guy. Fucking sick. He got into such wicked shape and he completed it. He became a Yokozuna. He was like a 12-time winner or something. His last fight was with his one of the lower downs in his stables. He lost against him and then he retired. They cut off the top knot.
Is that really okay?
That's when you do. When you retire as a Yokozuna or as a sumo, they chop your top knot on. He was like crying. He was saying, I'm done fighting. I don't have the fire anymore. And then finally he could rehab his shoulder. But he kept it together for 6 years, 6, 7 or 8, 9 years, just based on push-ups. And I was like, if you want to keep yourself going, you will.
Yeah, right.
You will lose chunks of you. You will lose huge
There's
chunks
sacrifice
of you.
for it, isn't it? There's sacrifice.
You'll be pissed off. You'll be in constant lingering pain, but you can do it. People need to be ready to face that loss.
Well, I won't mention who it is because it's not the right thing to do. But I've been around a world champion boxer who you'd know, and he had a knee issue, but the way he looked at it was like that was his sacrifice for that. Do you know what I mean? And it was it was worth it to him. You know what I mean?
Nothing comes without cost, man. Yeah. Nothing comes without cost, and I think people forget that. And that's when people say shit like that's not fair. I'm like, mate. Nothing is fair because I hear it all the time in all of these different industries that I've done. dealing with kids, I understand they're still learning life. But then when I hear adults say it, I go, nothing's fair. Like when people are getting angry with people that have like, like when there was a women sprinter who had that genetic defect where she produces more testosterone. I was like, all athletes are genetic freaks. You think a normal person 7 foot tall? No.
No.
That's what NBA stars are. There's no people that can run as fast as Usain Bolt because he is a genetic freak. So when people say that's not fair in sports, I'm not saying, because I don't agree with trans athletes competing in women's sports, because that's not a genetic advantage. But if a person is born with a genetic advantage of that sex, should we then not allow them to be in that sport? Because I think that's what was coming out at one stage.
But that's a ridiculous argument, because it's like saying if me and you are exactly the same height, exactly the same weight, one of us got more fast twitch muscle, whoop, it's not fair.
No, exactly.
We're born that way.
No, exactly. It's like you can't train your genetics. It's like that's why...
You can make the best of yourself, can't you?
You can make the best of
yourself. Like, for example, it doesn't matter what I did in my entire life, I would never be as good at 100 metre sprinting as Usain Bolt, like you said, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're not going to make it.
That you can do. So there was a really cool documentary on a Chinese dude. He is the fastest at the 40-yard dash.
Right, okay.
But after that, he just gets outpaced.
Right.
But he is the fastest.
Best starter, basically.
Yeah, he's the best starter. So even in that race with Usain Bolt, I think later down the line, he was ahead of him. But then...
But I think as well, I might be wrong on this, but I think there's something with Usain Bolt as well, where he's actually... After they say, I don't know whether it's 10, take this with a pinch of salt, but after 10 or 20 metres, he's actually usually at the back of the pack. And then once he hits his top speed because of the length of his livers and plus X, Y, Z, that's when he takes over.
Sick, man. I think running's such an interesting...
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting. I've been to Berlin, right, in the stadium, which is a historic stadium for other stuff that happened too. But one of the things that happened in that stadium was that's where the world record is. Usain Bolt's, I think it's 9.58.
I think
anyway, that's where he did it, and they sort of show you it, and it's like I can't remember exactly, but on the tour they show you sort of specific. They don't show you him running, obviously. There's certain things, I can't remember exactly. If anyone else has done it,
comment. Is it like a thing? Is it like a...
It's not, but there's some kind of... I don't know whether it was beeping. I might have got this messed up in my mind. Or the guy's pointing in a certain thing on a sheet. It doesn't matter. It puts it into how fast it is. And you sort of like, you're sitting there and you're sort of middle tier. Like you're sort of halfway down the track, I guess. And you're looking at it and you're like...
How the fuck did he do this?
And apparently, again, I'm butchering this. I'm telling a terrible story. But because it's below the ground, helped with like little trims.
They were talking about like cavemen used to be faster. Like they had like a top speed even on like
Have you seen the
soft
footprint?
ground.
Have you seen the footprint thing? I'm going to butcher another story here because I don't know the story in that. But there's a footprint and it's like very wide foot apparently, and it's also they can tell because of the placement of the feet and how deep it is, the angle, etc. Whatever it is, that person is running
like 38 miles
a
per hour
ridiculous
or something.
speed.
Yeah.
And this is just any kind of day, right? He's not prepared for this like Usain Bolt prepared for the Olympics. It's like a freaky speed.
We've also got the best shoes, the ground's right, the nutrition, all the sort of stuff that we do to become the best of the best. Off topic completely. It's about OnlyFans and how athletes are now funding their athletic dreams by going onto OnlyFans. And that makes me so sad because they can just show us their body and earn their entire year's salary in minutes.
But I think that comes down to sort of dignity and morals, right?
The people that are now, the people that have encouraged this aspect of the world.
How many OnlyFans subscriptions have you got?
Mate, I had to drop them all. Bankrupted myself.
I was saying, and there's a lot we had to drop here. No, but like, go back a step because I asked you about your shoulder, but like when you started martial arts, you was what age?
23.
So already a young man, right? So you weren't a kid. Like what? And the motivation was sorry, not the motivation. The art was what?
The Jiu Jitsu.
Jiu Jitsu was first.
I started with Aikido.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Aikido was shocking.
Yeah.
It was really old people, and like I just wasn't in the right place. Okay. It was weird.
Right.
So I go to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I was doing them both because I was going to be the best of both of them.
Right. Okay.
And then it was really funny because I did a lesson of Jiu Jitsu, and then I came back to the Aikido place, and when we were getting changed, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going Jiu Jitsu," and they were like, "Oh, okay, show us a move then," and we just done a single leg, and I was like, "Oh, I'll do a single leg." So I'm going head down, single leg.
Right.
I go head down. He grabs my neck. He's like, "No, I elbow you in the back of the head, and you'll be dead." And I'll be like, "Yeah, but I've done one lesson."
Yeah.
You're a black belt in this art for 12 years.
Yeah.
I think a normal jiu-jitsu guy would mess you up. He's like, "Oh, no, we don't compete because we kill people." And I was like, this place is weird, and I'm having a
Mention
tough time.
Aikido when the camera goes off. I've got a blind.
Yeah,
I trained someone who's a black belt in Aikido. We'll expand from there.
Mate.
Good guy, and he,
They're lovely people, but they're also so misguided on how deadly they are, and like.
Well, this guy's not. That's why he's training with me, right? But
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story off.
Like this guy must have been 50 odd. And I was like, I'm a 23-year-old kid. I don't know what I'm doing.
I just grabbed your leg.
Yeah, just grabbed your leg. And you said you've killed me with like a brain strike. And I was like, okay,
I think I'm done with Aikido.
I might have to give up this art for the next thing. So when I joined Jiu Jitsu, it was sick because it was like all young guys. People were talking about like shows we'd watched. It was funny and it was sick. I just felt like I found my group of nerds, and then I could fight with these nerds, and it was a thrill ride.
And at the end of the day, fun's maybe the wrong word, but you'll understand where I'm coming from. It's got to be fun to a certain extent to keep you coming. There's got to be some sort of like, I want to do this. Because if you think about this, right? How long I've trained Jiu-Jitsu now, 11 years, right?
Yeah.
Done boxing before that, all that. If you get to the point, you're not going to be in there 11 years if every single session is like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, there's got to be an element of something. Like, don't get me wrong, we've all trained hard. There's hard days. There's days you're in the car and you're going, I don't want to go to that.
Yeah.
But if it's always like that forever, why are you doing it?
That's why I keep saying, I was like, if there's 3 elements of jiu-jitsu, there needs to be fun, there needs to be an element of danger, and there needs to be some sort of progression. So with the fun element, I can't train somewhere that isn't fun. And I keep telling people this, it's like, sometimes I'll just fuck around because I want to feel that fun of it.
But here's fun. This is why I said fun's a tricky word, because it's not like fun, it's like we're all high-fiving and we're just happy the whole time. But there's, you see, like there's what's the word I'm looking for?
It's like gamification of it. It's like, am I having a good time while I roll with this person, or is it a fight to the death every time? Sometimes we just try our move. It's like, I'm got it in my head, I'm going to do a go. No, I wanted to do you know the move? It's not a go plata, but it's kind of like a go plata.
Okay.
So let's just call it a go-go. I was trying to do a go-go plata, and the guy I was sparring with, he was like, what are you trying to do? And I was like,
I'll put my foot in front of your face.
I want to do a go-go plata. He was like, fuck you. If you do a go-go plata, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. So the whole fight, it was him trying to resist that one move, and me trying to do that one move.
Right.
That's what made it fun in that day. We all do things like that in Jiu-Jitsu. I didn't have that in Aikido. In Aikido, it was really serious. When we're doing sword drills, it's like, and everyone's, and I was like, this is shit.
Right.
When am I going to use a katana in fucking London? I'm not going to use a katana. But it's that kept me in jiu-jitsu. It's that kept me in all combat sports.
Right.
It stemmed into fun. Progression, you need something, man. I don't think belts is a great form of progression. I think...
You don't? Okay.
I think you need to find a little enemy in your head. Be like, I'm gonna tap Ruben. Ruben's a jacked blue belt. I'm gonna try and tap him out. And when you do, you know that you've improved because you couldn't touch Ruben.
Yeah, I got you.
Ruben beat the shit out. Ruben broke your arm. Ruben sweeped you. Ruben wrecked your life. And
Your life, not mine. I don't even know anyone
Ruben
called
wrecked
Ruben.
our life.
I don't even know Ruben.
Ruben, if you're watching, fuck you. I hate you.
I was going to say, he's got no demons in him, this man.
Ruben, but when that day.
That sweet day when you tap Ruben.
No, that sweep day where Ruben did the sweep that he normally crushes with me, and I jumped over it.
Okay.
I was like, I'm the best.
All right.
I'm the
I'm the
fucking
man.
god. The round ended without him.
Was you walking around ussing at people all day?
No. Mate, I'm fucking jumping on people's back. Did I see that guy? Couldn't sweep me. Bitch.
Ruben didn't sweep me today. I was like, that's great, Jay. That's
Great day. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, it was fun. There was progression. And then the last thing is the environment that you're in. I think the environment is a huge determiner. And that's why I really find sad seeing the jiu-jitsu community becoming so... It was always like quite a elite place to be, or quite a secretive thing. It was a very small niche community when we started. Now it's so open, but it's also bringing with it that level of, these are the influencer people, these are the movie stars.
Yeah, but you can't worry about them. You got to turn up for you.
No. I'm not saying that. But it's also like, that's the level of people that can afford this aspect of training.
Right.
We need to go back to a bit more grassroots. There are no doubt, like, there's really good schools out there that's grassroots. I just want it to be a bit more uniform. There needs to be something that... I know it won't happen because it's now at a level where we can charge almost £300 per month if the level of coaching is there. I just hope it didn't get to that stage. But it's the fact of life. It gets more popular, it gets more expensive. I also think I've done so many years of it, I can go online. If I have a couple of mates, I can train with them and still have that level of fun.
Yep.
But I think that's frowned upon. You can't do that. I think you can't just open a school, be a blue belt, watch some videos and fuck around with your friends.
Right, yeah, and call it jiu-jitsu.
And call it jiu-jitsu. I think you can call it...
You could get out and go like
grappling.
Jay's
You could call
grappling
it,
system or something.
Yeah, you can just call it grappling.
And you could say, I've got X amount of years of jiu-jitsu behind me, blah, blah, blah. I think you'd run into some trouble.
You can't sell it. You can't sell it. You can have donations for paying for the space, but you can't sell it. I think if you sell it, that's automatically deemed...
Right.
You can't call it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at all.
Okay. But here's a question for you, and I mean this genuine question. Like, you're 11 years in, why are you still a blue belt?
Because I never really stayed in a place to get promoted.
Right,
I like moving around. I like seeing different styles. I like seeing where... But one thing that's happened is that because there's a very finite number of teachers now, every place has the same teachers. So it's like you'll have one person teaching like you do, right? Like you train at, or you teach at multiple places, but you train at one place.
Where I'm lucky, the places I teach privates outside, but the places I teach at are under the same banner, all new school.
Oh, really?
Just different locations.
You only new school.
Yeah.
You don't do
classes. No, classes. I teach like one-on-ones and stuff, but like in terms of actual classes, I'm all new school. Yeah.
But if you look at the people that are more freelance jiu-jitsu guys, they teach everywhere.
Yeah.
You have the Ray Stevens, you've got whatever. You go around and you train everywhere.
Shout out Ray Stevens. I've been doing some judo with him lately.
Ray Stevens, man, it's a good place to train. You've got the sauna there as well, right?
I mean, I go there to train, but yes, there is a sauna there.
Hang out in the sauna
I mean, we can see what kind of people we are here, right? Pink shirt, black hoodie. I'll leave it there. But I guess a bigger question would be like, is sort of a black belt an ambition of yours in your life?
Never. It's never been an ambition. I think my ambition was always, am I good to hang out with people that are good at the sport? Am I good that can I hold myself with people that can destroy the normal person? I think that's where I deemed myself. I think belts became a really interesting factor for me because of how much people thought it mattered and they begged for it. The begging for belts. I understand if you were trying to compete at the highest level, you need that belt. And I think holding belts is one of the most criminal things we do. The sandbagging is very, very criminal.
Because you think so?
Hugely. I've seen people that, if I was to compete, I wouldn't go compete at blue belt, even though the blue belts will fuck me up. But that's not fair. I've trained 11 years. I should be competing at like no gi. I'll do like intermediate to advanced just because unfair.
Served,
Unfair. With belts, I saw a Russian dude. I don't know his name. I saw him wipe the floor with black belts when I was at a tournament. Annihilate them. And I was like, fuck, he's sick. He's around the same weight category as 64. He looked about 64. He goes to the side. He's changing. He ties on a white belt. And I'm like, fuck, why is he putting on a white belt? His coach just sat there on the side looking bored. The first guy comes on. He didn't know who the guy was. So he's getting all like, he's going to do something.
Legit white belt.
A legit white belt. Never trained. He's trained, but he's not fucking this guy's level. Guy does a flying armbar. And then they go, battle. And I was like, it's a DQ, right? And they're looking confused. They're like, fuck, you're not allowed to do a flying armbar to a white belt. So they go and they say some stuff. They say something to his coach who's just like, yeah, we'll do it again. And at this stage, the white belt's shitting himself. So the guy just like takes him down, calmly armbars him, and it's over. And I was like, why? What have you achieved?
Yeah, very strange, very strange. Hello. Yeah, it's a strange one.
This is it. It's like, for us, you do martial arts because it makes you feel good. I also do martial arts because it makes me feel good. You're going to compete in MMA soon. When is the fight?
No date.
No date.
Oh, read the room, huh?
You're just ready. Ready.
Well, I'm training lots of things. I've got lots of things on. Obviously, running the biggest podcast that the world's ever known.
That's it. The Joe Rogan of Jiu-Jitsu.
Do you know what I'm saying? I've got like lots of opportunities training at different places, various countries at the moment. So I'm kind of exploring that and doing that.
Like Dagestan.
Not quite Dagestan yet. Not Dagestan. 2 years. Forget it. But I'm exploring them and kind of, you know what I mean? I'm loose on a date. I'm not because I want to experience like where I've got the opportunity to train with these people.
How long are you going to leave it though? What's your ideal time?
Oh, this year, like, do you know what I mean? This year, like,
End of this year, middle of this year.
We'll see how things pan out on these trips and whatnot.
And then what sort of organisation have you?
Oh no. This is way ahead of what I'm thinking right now.
Okay, so it'll just be like a little interclub or something.
I want to do a proper fight. It's not going to be in the club, but it's there's nothing too set because I was thinking April, but then I got an opportunity at a certain place, which I'll tell you off camera,
Nice.
to go train with someone quite specific, a high-level coach, and it's like it's close to that. So it's like,
Sick.
I want to focus on that rather, you know what I mean? I want to focus on taking what I can from it versus like, do you know what I mean? So,
I get you. No, it's always like, it's interesting to know what you're going to do next. Because I think that's why I struggle with jiu-jitsu. When I stopped competing, I didn't know where to go from it. I didn't know why I was training anymore. I think that's a big thing.
That's a good point as well, because when I started jiu-jitsu, I was still boxing, right? And I never really had any ambition to compete in jiu-jitsu. I did a couple of like random local tournaments, but just because of whatever. But it never, and I don't mean this to wrong, I do jiu-jitsu a lot, all right? I teach jiu-jitsu. But it's like, I never looked at jiu-jitsu like, that's the comp I want to win. And like, I sit there with certain people I train with who are so ambitious in pure jiu-jitsu and they're going to this tournament, that tournament. That's great. I'm not knocking it anyway. But that never excited me. Do you see where I'm coming from? That was never like, for me, jiu-jitsu tournaments, I never looked at as like, I didn't.
Controversial, but like, I don't think jiu-jitsu is an entertaining sport to watch.
I don't think that's controversial. I think it's pretty facts.
Yeah, I think it's also like, it's not really a great sport to compete in because it has not that much benefit. It doesn't, I mean, it has benefits of you realizing you're good at sport and stuff. And you can have loads of these little medals. You don't get anything other than that. You're paying 80, 90 quid to go to a tournament where other people make money, but you could be left crippled for not much gain. Jiu-jitsu, pure jiu-jitsu, I think pure jiu-jitsu just should be it should be one part of your overall martial arts skill set.
Well, that's how I view it, 100%. Yeah. But I do understand because like people I train with that are really sort of ambitious with it, they've got, in a certain way, it makes me envious because it's like, I wish I was as into it as they are. But I tell you where I struggle with it. It's not that. It's more like my brain goes, yeah, but you could get punched in the face there. I want to learn that. No, yeah, but if he gets up, what if he kicks your leg? That my brain works in that kind of fashion. Do you get where I'm coming from? So it's like, I go through them. Don't worry about us. Don't worry about the camera. Don't let's it. Yeah, but it's do you see what I mean? I've got that kind of, which is originally why I started jiu-jitsu, and I won't bore. I've told the story in it before. I won't go too deep into it. But basically, what happened? I was boxing. I started sparring with some MMA guys who were very low level for striking, and they, I was boxing and I was easily controlling it. Then they was like, oh, they were good guys. Do you want to do some grappling with us? But again, they were beginner level. I'm not knocking them. I'm not pointing out who they are. But where they were at low level, I was kind of in the grappling too, having no grappling. Do you see what I'm saying? Just being fit and strong or whatever. And that kind of enticed me into it. But my brain was like, I want to learn that because that. I want to learn that because that. Versus like jiu-jitsu, grab the lapel, I've got a medal. It didn't appeal to me in the same way.
The worst tournament I ever saw was with my original coach, who everyone knows. He was black belt at that stage. It was this is the shittest competition ever. Goes, they both pull guard. He's in the bottom guard. They're like, it's just like, everyone's pulling each other's at each other's fucking lapels. He goes for a shit sweep, doesn't work, and then they both get stood up after like 10 minutes. I'm starting loads of shit. I'm like, do something, anything. His hand gets raised. He's like, yeah, and I was like, no, that's. No.
What, no celebration for you?
No, fuck that. You're not. That's not how anyone should win any type of fight.
All right.
You wrapped your legs around another dude and you sat. And you.
But that's another thing. I don't see a jiu-jitsu match as a fight. It's a grappling match, right? And I don't knock that.
Are sick. There are some that are wild, amazing, wild. Like some of the. It's
part of a fight. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't. You see where I'm coming from?
It is. That's why I think judo is wicked, because judo you can end a fight by throwing someone onto their face. That's the whole purpose of it. There is no win until someone gets grounded. Jiu-jitsu isn't that. You can win on an advantage, which is...
I got DQ'd once. I got DQ'd for a can opener.
I got DQ'd for talking to my guy. I said, what did I say to him? I was like, that's not going to work, you prick. And then they stood us up. They were like, parole. I was like, oh, what did I do? And they were like, verbal tap or whatever. And I was like, that's gay. I don't want to do
You
this.
kind of deserve that, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, where's your honour? Dishonour? Go back to Aikido, you hipster. Go over
I
there.
talk to all my opponents.
Do you? Oh, we got to have a roll. I want to hear this conversation.
You want to die, do you? You fucking cunt.
This really escalated, huh? Jesus Christ.
But this is it. It's like where we're at now. I think jiu-jitsu is a great martial art, but it's one part of a grander thing.
I don't think anyone who's thinking properly, who's not like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
They get jaded, but they don't get jaded.
jaded's a good word, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyone would agree with that. I don't think that's a very controversial comment.
No, but it's also like when I started young, I thought this was it. I'm the next Hoist Gracie. Hoist Gracie took out a big old juicy roided up monster. I could do it in a gi. You can't. You can't. Like, everyone knows some aspect of jiu-jitsu now.
Well, that's the
I mean,
evolution of the
if
game.
you get into like mixed martial arts, everyone.
That's the evolution of the game, yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like it was sick if no one else knew it.
Right.
So the average Joe, yeah, you can kind of hold your own. But if he's got a mate, you're going to get stamped. Unless you are.
We're talking street fighting now.
Yeah, but that's street fighting. That street fighting is different. Like street fighting, I think no martial arts strictly works in a street fight. Right? Because there's bottles, there's knives, there's other people.
It depends what you mean by works, in terms of, listen, you're better knowing it than not.
No,
right?
I'm not
Because
saying...
here's my thing with jiu-jitsu, and you hear this a lot, is like, oh, you know, if you're getting a street fight, you don't want it to go to the ground. That's great. But what if you are on the ground? It's probably handy to know. Get up, even if it's just to get up, right? It's going to help you. Like, the argument to not learn jiu-jitsu because you don't want to be in the ground is kind of ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when people talk about being a jiu-jitsu fighter and being able to handle themselves in any situation, where I'm like...
Crazy.
In a real fight, it isn't normally one-to-one. No one agrees on a one-to-one fight in a street situation. You should know martial arts. You should know or some way to defend yourself, whether it be punching, grappling, or fucking throwing. Or kicking. Kicking's sick. Kicking's overpowered sometimes. But if you don't have the right standing, you're going to fall over. What I don't like is when all of these martial artists who've never, ever been in any altercations outside of the mats believe that they can. But to a degree where it's delusional. Like I know people who have used martial arts in street fighting, it's like, that's sick.
Yeah.
But they're also clued in. They'll kick you in the dick, they'll spit in your face, they'll gouge your eye out. Like Bas Rutten has the best self-defense video in the world. I don't care what anyone says. Don't you ever.
The old school VHS, I've seen it.
But that's it, it's like, I think to wrap up what I'm at, is that I am going to go back to some form of martial arts, jiu-jitsu, boxing, whatever, because I find that it is fun. But it's a recreational fun for me. I don't want to have my neck snapped by someone thinking they're going to do a suplex.
But I think this is where it's like training to get better is a very different mindset. And when you do train like that, guess what? You do get better. Versus like if me and you turn up to the gym every day with no plan, me and you, let's just imagine we're the same size, train the same experience, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna have a tear up every day for a year. Now, don't get me wrong, there'll be some improvements in that time. Of course there will, because we're having it every single day.
Course,
But versus if we have a bit of a structure, like let's work on X move today. Even if it's something as simple as jab. All we're going to do, we're going to spar, we're just going to jab. And then on top of that, next time we're allowed a right hand. Now we're allowed to take that. And we sort of layer it in. The end of the year is obviously going to look different than the two idiots that are just having a tear up, right?
Me and my friend Alfie, he's in Australia now, but we used to do something called Bang Bang Wednesday. Every Wednesday.
Whoa.
It's called Bang Bang Wednesday.
Hey, no.
Trademark Jay.
No.
Bang Bang Wednesday is we put on gloves and shin guards and we batter each other.
Could you not come up with a better name, though?
It's Bang Bang Wednesday.
Bang Wednesday.
It's Bang Bang Wednesday. Bang Bang Wednesday.
Was you wearing that shirt when you come up with that name?
That's it, mate.
With
a rainbow hat.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Bang Wednesday.
We went to town.
It's Wednesday today. I don't want to listen.
Mate, Bang Bang Wednesday is
I feel like I've been lured somewhere. Listen.
So we beat the shit out of each other. And I remember one day I threw a big punch. He goes like wobbly. He punches me. I go wobbly. We took off Aggie. We kind of like do our jiu-jitsu class. And then afterwards I was like, you got a headache too? Right? He's like, yeah. Fucked.
I mean, you and Alfie kind of stupid, yeah?
Yeah, we're idiots. It was like 8-ounce gloves, just dumb ass shit, trying to like kill each other. And it was supposed to just be like a light, like we're just touching.
Yeah, before you know it, we're having it.
And that night I was like, I think I've definitely done something. You're sleeping and you're like, and I'll text Alfie. I was like,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's funny. We've all been there. I was at a seminar at the weekend, right? And my friend sent me a picture. The camera person took a picture of me landing right on his head and his face was all distorted. And he sent me like, look at this, you idiot. We're supposed to be like playing it.
But it happens, right? If we ramp up, your best mates are the ones that you can punch full in the face.
I was calling him Taito Avasa too because he's put some weight on. I said, you look like Taito Avasa. I'm going to punch you in the face today. So it was fun. But we had a good time and he was like, but it was like, we was kind of, not the idiots, but you know when it's like they give you a bit more freedom, they show you some techniques. And then it's like ping, ping, you're supposed to be slipping the head and then it's like, he's not watching, he's bang. But we're like the idiots in the corner having a tear up and they're calling each other fat. But it was, I showed the picture, it was good. It was good laugh.
It's sick. I think we've come full circle now. We've come to a point where we're there. I'm someone that's pulling more towards the casual side. You're someone pulling towards the improvement and going forward with your next step into mixed martial arts. I thought you were going to say enlightenment. I was going to go yes. I was going to bow and say thank you. God bless. Thanks for recognising my aura. You're not enlightened yet, mate. None of us are. One day when we're old enough and crippled enough, we'll be like, was it worth it?
You're crippled enough, you're just not old enough.
No, but you will say it was worth it. I think everyone who's done it will say that it's worth it.
But here's the thing too, when people say about like, do you worry about injuries and like brain damage and things like that? Like, I don't think you should. Like, because if you do, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? You can't live your life like that.
If you're worried about brain damage, you're never going to train to a degree where it depends. If you're worried about brain damage, you can't be a professional.
Or I'm sorry. Don't even spar, right? Because what's the point? What are you doing it for?
If you worry about brain damage, you can't be a professional. You can't
compete.
You can't compete. That's it. That's what I was trying to say.
You can't compete.
You can't compete. I was looking at. Oh mate, I felt. So you know that Olympic boxer that has a YouTube channel.
Tony Jeffries.
Yeah, Tony Jeffries. He did like the VR stuff.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this looks sick.
Yeah.
But then when I did it, and I was like, not really anything. It doesn't give you that thrill. There's no thrill because there isn't the impact. I think I need impact. I need a level of danger for it to feel like training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it was just like you're shadow boxing, you're fucking around, but you can also just throw weird punches. Like you could do this, and you can win.
Yeah, that doesn't excite me. I'm not into that. I want. If I spar, I want to spar.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, do we ever get to a stage where sparring doesn't cause long-term or any damage? And at that stage, do we still train? I don't think I train. I don't think I train with that level of danger.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Right?
That's interesting.
Like if you couldn't get tapped, if you couldn't break your arm, would you train?
It's a hard question to answer, right? Because you don't know, because that's not the waters you're dealing with.
No. As in, like, if both of us, we were like invisible, we had rubber limbs and like, you couldn't kill me, I couldn't kill you, hypothetically, would we still train?
It's a good question. Like, because my immediate thought, as soon as it comes out your mouth, is no. But then you go, I don't know, because you're playing with a different playing field, aren't you? Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, if that's the game you're in.
Because then it loses its edge completely.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? If everyone's immortal, do we then
Oh,
fight?
if everyone. Okay, if everyone is, that's different. I see what you're saying. Like, I thought you meant, like, if,
If everyone was immortal and we couldn't get injured or couldn't lose our brain cells or couldn't get cauliflower ears, would we train? I don't think we would.
Right, but it's not that, right? And
No,
do you know what?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
there's
when
also,
people go, I wish I could never get injured. I was like, then you wouldn't train.
Yeah, but you learn from injuries too, right?
Yeah.
It's part of it without getting too deep into
You
that.
compensate,
Like
you
certain
do
points,
shit.
you can't do X, so you have to work on other things. And
Yeah.
I had something simple recently. It was like I'd never had it diagnosed, but it felt like bursitis on the elbow. Every time I put my elbow down, it was like that. So if I was underneath, I couldn't come up that way.
Ooh, so you're on the other side.
So well, no, it couldn't go the other way because of the way I'm turned. But you just have to figure something out, right? You have to sort of go along with the arm, find a different way to my palm to get my leg, whatever. But will that serve me in the long term now that I don't have to worry about that? I don't know. But do you know what I'm saying? You explore different things.
If you did hurt that down the line in a fight, you could be like,
You've got a way out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
and
yeah.
it just a certain level of having to adapt as it goes, because there's nothing worse, and we've all seen people. When you come to class and you touch up the spar, and they go, "I've got this bad." They give you 17 different
But then
injuries.
they fucking try and take your face off,
and then you go, "Don't spar."
Can I not attack that leg that you've told me is weak?
But also, it's like at a certain point, depends what we're doing. If we're drilling, totally understand it. But when it's like spar time and they're working out, and it's like at a certain point, it's like every time I touch anything, you're going, "Don't don't spar."
Which is where it's good that you brought this up, because we're a school where we just flow work, where it's
Just exclusively.
just exclusively.
I don't think so.
you get taught how to spar, but it's flow sparring. So each time you get a move, you don't try and break it. You go to the next move that would come naturally from it. But the other guy is also told to escape in the most natural way, and then you can chain moves
I don't
together.
think exclusively. I think it's got a big place in it. I think it'd have a big place.
I think it would be good because there'll be a lot of injured athletes or people that are now not in the competitive realm that could really benefit from that.
I do think there's a lot of benefit, but
Yeah.
you said exclusively. I
I
don't
would
think
say exclusively.
I think you've got to spar properly.
No, I think there could be a space for it because it'd be called like, I'll call it like geriatric jiu-jitsu or some shit, where older athletes or athletes that don't want to compete can come and still move in that same way. And if they want to take those, they can go to a different school where they can spar properly.
I think you could have classes like that. I don't think you could have it exclusively a school because at a certain point, if you're not sparring, it becomes the kind of like goofy school, just like.
Yeah, but then I think there's a place for these sort of goofy schools now.
But I'd say more classes within other schools that
Within
offer
other
other
schools,
stuff.
but they don't because you create an environment where that isn't good. The environment determines what you do. You can't have a flow lesson in say a GP top team. They would murder you. They'd be like, nah.
I guess it depends what class. If you're talking about in a pro class where you got people, you know, like.
But couldn't they benefit from it? Wouldn't they be able to chain moves better together? And
But
be
I
more
mean, it's
fluid
part
and-
of the training, right? You're going to do things like that, like especially like Muay Thai is a good one, or Dutch kickboxing
Cuban
drills,
boxing
all that
as
kind of stuff.
well,
There's elements of it, but at the same time, you do have to.
But if you look
properly-
at Cuban boxers don't spar like that. It's very rare they spar hard, so they're very good at it. Thais are notorious for that as well. They spar quite light.
difference with Thais though is
playful.
they fight so often,
They
so
fight
they're looking
every
after
week,
things,
don't they?
Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
their sparring is essentially their
But
fight.
that's what I'm saying. Like, look at them. They are a good blueprint.
And
even
also,
though
my
they-
experience with Thais too. I don't know if you've ever trained in Thailand. Is the boxing sparring that they do when they're not
boxing's
kicking,
not that good, right?
but it's hard.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like they're looking after this is just from me being there and observing it. Haven't spoken to them about it, but it seems like they're more protecting their joints and their knees and their legs from getting kicked. Because if I kick you, like blast you in the leg on Wednesday and you're fighting Friday,
Yeah, you're fucked.
yeah, you don't need that, right? So I think there's elements. And listen, I think a lot of it is not. Is highly individualized, right? At a certain point when you're experienced enough, this is not you don't listen anymore. Of course, you constantly learn, but there's an element of you know yourself a little bit, and like you know, there's a coach that's do it this way, and at a certain point you're experienced enough not to be a know-all, but you're going, I know me, and that's not going to help me.
Do you know that guy who paralyzed that other dude? What was his name? Mysterio or Sinestro? Sinestro, the guy who did the move and the guy got paralyzed and he's sued for like 80 million.
No idea. No.
So this was in America.
Okay.
I think it was news like 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
4 years ago. He basically did a move where he's trying to do the back take, but he stands himself up. He does like a headstand almost, and then he rolls the guy, and the guy landed on the side of his head and
Okay, I don't know.
broke his vertebrae. Sinestro, I didn't know I had met him, but he was one of the coaches at the Globetrotters camp like 9 years ago. My knees are shit, so I can't sit on my heels. So there was a move that he was showing where you have to slide under and you have to sit on your heel, and I was like, I can't do it. He was 19 at the point, black belt. I was like, hey, I can't do this one. And rather than show me a way around, I was like, he didn't have nothing. He had nothing because he couldn't teach it. He couldn't teach it. He could do it. He could do it because his body could do that. And I think when you're a teacher, you need to be able to show people around it because not everyone will come with the same. Are you like that? Are you a teacher that will teach around it, or do you just can't do it?
Yeah, I teach a lot of sort of concepts and stuff and positional stuff, like
Right.
you know, and because listen, there's people that are my weight that are built like me. There's people that are my weight that are 6 inches shorter or 6 inches taller, right? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, as an example, you got to teach not differently, but there's certain things that will work for the long guy that won't work for the short guy, and vice versa, right? My game, listen, for anyone who knows me and rolls with me, my game is very much based around pressure and like top control, getting back up, etc., etc. Now, of course, I've got my tricks off my back that I'll go to, like submission-wise, but I'm not going to pull guard on you. It's basically what I'm saying.
Okay,
right?
so you're looking to wrestle down and then
And pressure on top, but like in terms of try and make people make their own mistakes. Like the biggest submission I'll get a lot is an arm triangle, right?
Okay.
And like that's my biggest. But at the same time, there's certain people I spar with that the other day, I don't know who he was. I think he was dropping, but he was. I sparred with him, and in the round, I managed to get a few arm bars.
Yeah.
Like I haven't drilled arm bars in years, just because of the pressure and the way he turned, arm bars available. Boom, I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? So my game is more sort of like pressure heavy.
So you're a wrestler. You're like a submission wrestler.
I'd like to say that, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
style-wise,
no,
yes.
no.
I mean, look at him in that shirt, bless him.
Oh,
Look.
look
I'm going to buy you a better shirt because
Mate,
this is a disgrace. I don't know what's going on
I think
here.
a pink
You
shirt
look
with
like a
blue
bank
trousers,
manager.
I think
I
that's
didn't
a
come
good
in here to
thing.
open a current
I said,
account.
you would do so well.
I was going to say, hello, Mr. Jones. What current account option would you like?
Mate,
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
a filmmaker. Now let me talk about my movies. Watch my
Okay.
fucking movies. They're sick.
Yep, okay, brilliant. That's
There's
movies wrapped up.
That's me. Yeah, that's movies.
What's the name of your movies, mate?
So there's one called Rombaro. It's about gypsies,
Okay.
boxing.
Is this the one you invite me to be on?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were going to be one of the stars, but couldn't be asked, fucker. So
He only offered me 50 pence. I was busy that day.
50 pence, mate. You come for free, you do it for free. You fuck off.
You paid me 50 pence.
Now I've got Toxic coming out, which is a female-led horror comedy.
I'm available that day. What day is it?
It's done. I filmed it. It's finished. It was a very, very interesting project
Okay.
because I've never worked with an all-female team.
All female. Oh, okay. I see your angle
So
there.
it was like it was really like because I grew up with a mum and a sister, so I thought I understood women. I don't. I don't know how to deal with them.
I could have told you that, bro.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and they were really good eventually. But I learned a lot making that film. Then
Okay.
we did Seeing Red, which will be out in March.
Okay.
And I'm starting something called West London Film Hub. West London Film Hub will be for all West London filmmakers, and we'll do screeners, and we'll invite people, and it will be cheap
Okay.
or free because fuck, is it expensive in London now.
And I'm getting the call for the next movie, or
Oh
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing next? We're doing a vertical series next.
Okay.
So it's called Self Helpless. It's a vertical series, and we're also doing Ozzy the Boxer,
Okay.
which we need influencer type people as well.
Okay.
You being an influencer
Okay.
would be very
Because of my
welcome.
model looks and stuff like that.
No,
is
no,
it?
influencer.
Hey.
When we get you on there, it'll be sick.
Good. Very
Right,
nice.
What about you? What's next?
Well, I mean, I've got to go and decompress from this session, bro.
That's it,
With
mate.
you, you're a new man. You've gone through like a life change. Your last time
It's
you
the
was my
dress.
mate Jay, and now
No,
we've
now it's the
upgraded.
bank
We're in the
manager, Jay.
penthouse. You dress like a bank manager. I don't know what's going. A supply teacher. I don't
That's
know
it,
what's going on.
Supply
Jay,
teacher.
the supply
I like
teacher.
supply
You
teaching,
walk,
yeah.
I've got visions of being in the science room, and you've
Hey,
walked
Aaron.
in and going, yeah. Where's Ollie? Hi, I'm Mr. J. And you know when you go
I'll be
like, all
teaching
right, mate, leave me alone. Go away. Show some kung fu.
Shut up, dickhead.
Do you know what I mean?
Where's
Back
Miss?
in the day. But mate, listen, it's always great to see you.
Always sweaty, but
Home of bad jokes and
That's
some
it.
martial arts, but
Some martial
we'll do this
arts.
again at some point, mate.
yeah.
I'll be on the
When I'm
table for a
Big time
rub down
director.
soon, because you're still doing that as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I'll make a
before we
movie of
finish,
it.
I was gonna say you're still doing that. How can people get in touch with you?
Total massage. You know where I am. Let me touch you. In a
You're
good
really
way.
selling this. Ease up with a hard sell here. Jesus Christ. He'll wear that pink shirt for you and he'll
That's
do
it,
well.
mate.
Most important question of the day before we finish. You've had practices, so you better get this one right.
Go on.
Which football team do you support?
Chelsea.
Very
or
good, my
something.
man, top man. You've learnt something. I won't even take the piss out your shirt anymore. But mate, brilliant. I always
Nice.
finish with a fist up like this. Squeeze the neck.
Oi.
Boom!